What is up, you guys? We have a lot to go over in this video today. We saw Ron Barron come out today and says that he thinks that he can still see Tesla's price target go up 4 to 5 times. We're going to go over the inflation numbers that came out today. We're going to recap the trade that I called out here yesterday on Tesla, talk about the exact position, how I was able to close out my profit, and ultimately, where do I see the market going within the next couple of days, and more importantly, if I think Tesla can still hit $300 by the end of September. And my name is Peter DiCarlo. I've been a full-time trader and investor for the past 9 years, and I run a trading community with over 12,000 members. The past 2.5 years, I've worked with over 2,500 mentees, and all of our trading and investing resources are completely free in our Discord community down below. Ron Barron has been a longtime Tesla bull. Him and Cathie Wood were the two most egregious bulls that were calling for Tesla at $2,000 many years ago. He is traditionally somebody who has outpaced the market as far as returns by a long shot. He was on Squawk on the Street this morning, basically saying that he is more bullish than ever and that he thinks he could see Tesla go up another 400 to 500%. The CEO revealed that his firm has made about 20 times its investment in Tesla since he first bought the stock back in 2014. Tesla is one of the biggest holdings in Barron's fund, and he says that he thinks in the next 7 years it will be able to 4 or 5 times as big as it is right now in the stock market. In the funds he's managed, he is currently maxed out. When the stock went up 20 times as far as buying more, he says, quote, "I would buy more if I could, but I can't." Barron is obviously loaded to the gills with Tesla shares. And like I said before, he is one of the rare hedge fund managers who actually has been able to outpace the market. We've been hearing Ron Barron say this for a long time, but to hear somebody who has been as bullish as ever, still continuing to be as bullish as ever, and still continuing to say he's maxed out, for someone who's a long-term investor, it's obviously a good sign, especially taking into account that I believe most of his positions are already up massively. Barron is also very bullish on SpaceX, Musk's private space company, saying, quote, "No company can compete because no company can make the rockets go up and come down and land again." He said, "What is threatened here is cargo." He said they're going to have rockets to go from Nevada to Australia. You can move ordnance, you can move air freight, you can move anything you want. 35 minutes anywhere in the world. And he believes SpaceX is valued right now at $150 billion and has the potential to eventually have a market cap of $500 to $600 billion. So initially, we saw Tesla's price action this morning move up. We're going to go over the trade that I had this morning after we saw CPI numbers come through. And I think many people were surprised after we saw the hot core inflation report that the market and specifically Tesla started to run. So let's get into the numbers for core inflation. So the headline this morning is that we saw CPI raise 0.06% last month and was up 3.7% from a year ago. So economists were looking for an increase of 0.06% and a 3.6%. So obviously we met the increase of 0.06, but the number that came in hot was the 3.7 versus 3.6. And we said in the video yesterday that I didn't expect the market to crater unless we saw something crazy like 3.8 or 3.9, maybe even in the 4s. So yes, this report does, quote, interrupt the good news that we've been seeing, but at the end of the day, it seems that the market is still continuing to move its way up. And at the end of the day, just because something should happen in the market, whether you're an investor or a trader, obviously, those of you who have been doing this for a long time understand that that doesn't always happen. And that's why we adjust for risk. And that's also why we accept all of our risks when we take positions. And speaking of positions, we're now going to cover the Tesla calls, and we're going to go look at the charts for Tesla to get a better explanation of why I took the trade and if I think we can still see $280 and $300. Position I entered was yesterday at 11:26 a.m. I posted this within the Twitter group as well as our Discord community. So follow me on Twitter, which the link is in the description if you want my fast, up-to-date trades, and our Discord community. I posted saying that I was starting a trade on Tesla. I said an entry with 3 September 22nd 272.50 calls at an average of $8.10. Whenever I'm trading, if my expectancy is, let's say, 1 day, I will always go at least 1 week further than I think. For me personally, I would rather deal with less theta decay. I would rather trade at the money, and I would rather just not deal with the overwhelming majority of options that just turn to dust because of theta decay. Ended up going one extra week out. Instead of going with this Friday, the 15th, I started with 3 because my plan was to average down, and we're going to talk about the specific points I was looking at. A couple of hours later at 12:51 p.m., we see that Tesla was selling off as I posted with a 1-minute divergence where I added 3 more contracts, and from there, I close out today at 149. Now, the reason I entered my position yesterday is because we had this bullish flag that was forming on the 1-hour chart. You can see we had this big gap up on Friday, September 8th, where we made this extremely strong run up to about $275. From there, we ended up pulling back down, and you can see yesterday we were trading right at about $271 at about 11:45. And what I was watching for at the time was this potential bounce that I was hoping to see off of the 11 SMA and off of this volume profile. So I was hoping to see yesterday the move up to $280. So at the time, our take profit was up at 280. I was planning to average a little more at about 270 and set a stop loss at about 265.75. First started by entering this position, as I stated. I grabbed 3 more contracts down here around 267.60, and the plan was to have my average around here and set the stop loss on a lower low today, somewhere around 264.50 or 265. The take profit was up at $280. So as today came, we had that initial run. I should have sold at highs today at 275.11, but I didn't. I waited for us to pull back. We bounced again, and I sold today around 273.53. Now, the reason I didn't hold, I still think Tesla can continue to run up to $280, and I actually did swing another position overnight that was a different trade. And so the reason I didn't go through was I didn't want to see us continue to consolidate with that specific contract for the next couple of days and not get the quick move up to $280. I was happier with just taking the profit that I had. I closed a lot of profits today. This week, I'm up about $16,000, which is just absolutely amazing. And for me, I don't have to push anything for the rest of the week. I don't have to get greedy. I don't have to try to post bigger profits or do anything nuts. I really just have to focus at this point on capital conservation, trading as stress-free as possible. And since I'm a long-term investor in Tesla, I have 400 shares. Watching this thing run to $280 while I don't have a big call position is still more than fine. Moving to the daily chart, we still have our targets of $280, and from there, if we break through, we will definitely fill this gap from earnings back on Wednesday, the 19th of July, and I think we will easily see, because we have so little volume profile here on the right, I think we'll easily see the stock move up to $300. If you guys want to learn more about how to use the volume profile and all of the indicators that you see here in our videos, use the link in the description, join the Discord community. You can go to our courses section and take our free technical analysis mastery course. Best technical analysis course on all of the indicators that I use, exactly why I use them, how I use them in conjunction, and it is completely free. One last thing to note is the fact that we could actually, for the next couple of weeks, just sit here and consolidate within this bull flag pattern. Tesla likes to move in very, very predictable manners. Usually moving up, consolidating for a couple of weeks, pushing up once again, consolidating for a couple of weeks, and time again. So there's also the chance that we could sit here for the next week or so, trading between $280 and $270, which is another reason why I wasn't trying to hold a big call position that expires within a couple of weeks, because that's not good for somebody who is trading contracts that decay. I hope this video helped, guys. If you want access to all of my trades, you can get them in the description completely for free. We give away our trades completely for free the first month, number one, so that you guys can make sure that it fits into your lifestyle. My ultimate goal is to help the people who are like myself 3-4 years ago, who have full-time jobs, who are trying to become in charge of their own finances and trying to build themselves and invest in themselves. This week alone, we've closed over $15,000 in profits. Every single day, we throw out all of our trades, we recap them in our Notion document, and you will get access to everything else that comes in our private Discord community, like our unusual options bots and all of the trading bots that I have coded myself. Thank you guys for all the support. The links to all of that will be in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.